Thank you very much to everyone who's here today. Thank you to Holy Trinity for hosting us here. Can I ask, you can relax, even though we have a judge here, this is not a court of law. Where are the students from Holy Trinity? Now, where are the students from Queen Elizabeth? Okay, when I was coming over here today, and I'll address this question to the Holy Trinity students, I was trying to figure out what's the best school in Sarnia. Holy Trinity, what's the best school in Sarnia? I cannot hear you. Now, Queen Elizabeth, what's the best school in Sarnia? I can't hear you either. Okay, I'm going to make a morality decision and judgment. The two best schools in Sarnia are Holy Trinity and Queen Elizabeth. Now, the reason we came to you is because we wanted to ensure that the community, over the next four years, wants to come to City Hall and wants to embrace what we're going to be doing these exciting 4 years that are ahead of us. And the message to the young people here today, just because you don't have a vote doesn't mean you don't have a voice. And I want you to think for a second about your future. It's unlimited. It truly is. And I want you to think about some famous Sarnians and how you can walk in their footsteps. How many of you would like to be a prime minister? You've obviously read the job description. But we had a famous Sarnian, Alexander Mackenzie, who represented this country, the second prime minister. How many would you like to do good work in the community? That's a lot of people, a lot of young people. Well, we had people like Pauline McGibbon and Norma Cox, who have given so much back to this community. How many of you would like to be in show business? How many would like to be actors? It's quite a few. Well, Em, for example, was in a movie last year 1 week. Scotty, James Doohan was from Sarnia, a famous actor. How many want to be sports stars? Oh, I see a lot of hands. But Dino Cicerelli from Sarnia went to the Hall of Fame last week. And people like Mike Weir. I see we have some Red Wing fans here. People like Mike Weir, very accomplished. Now, how many would like to be astronauts? Oh, I see a lot of hands. Well, our own Chris Hatfield is from Sarnia, and he'll be the first Canadian to lead a mission next year. And what I'm trying to prove to you or point out to you is that each and every one of you can accomplish those same things. You have that ability to dream, and the dream can start at this age. It doesn't have to happen later in your life. I just want to talk very briefly about the next 4 years with Sarnia Council. I've talked often in the last 10 years about a collaborative community where business, labor, First Nations, local government, educators work together. And I want and hope to see that continue over the next 4 years. Next week, we set our budget for the community. And in the next 24 hours, Council will receive documents outlining some options for them, and many of them are very painful options. But we've been very lucky in the last 2 terms of Council of bringing in reasonable restraint and at the same time growing the community. And my message today, as the budget unfolds in the next week or so, is we weren't elected to diminish the community. We were elected to grow it, to mature it. And I believe this Council can do that. Personally, I will continue to be a strong advocate for those who are intellectually challenged and disabled. It's a matter of civil rights. It's a matter of respect. And I think all of us will continue our campaign for property tax reform. And one of the great things about this term of Council, based on the actions of this past Council, is that by the end of this decade, Sarnia will be debt-free. That is a remarkable accomplishment. And it's being done in a very skillful way. It's been not done with a chainsaw. It's being done with a scalpel. And we have built the city up. And every time, every year, that debt decreases. We can do more for you. I wish it worked the same way at Queen's Park and in Ottawa. We understand what's going on out there in your lives. At the same time, we're committed to making it better. We'll continue to try to address the misery index out there. And there is a misery index of people, whether they be on social assistance or working poor, struggling to survive. And unfortunately, in communities like Sarnia and across this country, that gap continues to grow, and that is unacceptable. We'll continue to focus on economic development. That's a mix of the existing economy and the new green economy. And we will work hard to bring newcomers to this community, immigrants. This whole history of this community has been based on immigrants who've come here and built it up. We need to continue to do that. I want to continue to make Sarnia a youth-friendly community, where again, just because you don't have a vote, you do have a voice. I want to see us continue to upgrade our police and fire departments and support them fully. Well, in Isaiah, there's reference to, without vision, the people will perish. And vision means boldness. It means taking risk. It means being that collaborative community. And for people like myself and council, it means also thinking beyond the election cycle. This is a 4-year term, but we should be thinking about what sort of community do we want in 2020. That's our legacy to this generation. We need to have faith in Sarnia. We need to have faith in each other. And faith is what can build that shining city on a hill. And again, this message is directly to council. And it's something that I've learned as I matured politically and personally. Leaders can inspire a city, and cities can inspire their leaders. And I close with what has become my favorite quote from Helen Keller, that alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Thank you.